Built tough for Aussie conditions. Ask your plumber for Australia's favourite and install a ring. Vossy and Brandy's Hot Topic.
Talk to me, Brandy. Manly, are they a club in crisis? If you digest everything that's been written about what's meant to have transpired since the weekend, since the loss to the Titans,
yes,
it doesn't read well for Anthony Seibold.
They are the headlines this morning. Crisis meetings taking place at Manly. Series of one-on-one meetings and very detailed information about it. 7-minute chat with each player. A document reviewing players' performances. Now, sources on the condition of anonymity said that this upset certain sections of the team where the coach provided criticism without solutions, which is a strange thing to say. If someone has every right to be critical, it is the coach, isn't it?
Of course.
The coach has a right to be critical.
Of course.
And in terms of without solutions, well, apparently he's going to try and bring a couple of solutions in. Tom Trbojevic moved to the centres, apparently. Lehigh Hopewadi will play fullback. Jason Saab, Croker, they got the bye this weekend, Manly. Apparently going to spend time in New South Wales Cup. I guess Lockie Croker, who hasn't played a lot of footy, that wouldn't hurt him. But Tony Mestrov, the thing that would concern me, if I'm Anthony Seibold, Tony Mestrov, the CEO, asked about Anthony Seibold, said, he's safe at the moment. Siebes is safe at this point. Siebes understands this as well as I do. It's about winning games. Siebes is safe at this point. Later on in the story, I went shifted down to, because I said, well, they can't pay him out because he's just extended till the end of 27. So there's still 2 full years to go. But apparently part of the agreement was that if he departs, he's only owed 6 months' money.
Right, so it doesn't get paid out the whole lot.
No.
There's a clause there.
Which clubs have been inserting clauses like that in contracts of coaches and CEOs.
Right. So now I ask you, breaking it down further, do you feel Manly is a team in crisis? Sitting 6-8, as you say, coming into the bye. 6 wins is actually only 2 less than Melbourne. Just to put it in some sort of context,
that's
only
right.
1 less than the Dolphins, but obviously they're playing a different brand of football. Manly have only once this year won back-to-back. No, that doesn't read well for mine.
No. Well, Manly started the season great. They won 3 of their first 4. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, when the Daly Cherry Evans drama continued. And I still don't I don't know how much weight to put on that announcement, whether that has put the club in a sideways spin. I think it would be. I don't think it has that much to do with their poor form, but I could be wrong. Now, remember that was in between the Canberra and the Parramatta game because I remember Cherry Evans running out onto Brookvale Oval the week that happened, and they won the game.
And the reception was good.
They beat Parramatta, so they won 3 of their first 4, and there was talk about Manly being a top 4 side. Tom has been in and out of the team since then. They have then gone on to win-loss scenario up until this stage where they've gone back-to-back losses. Led 16-0 against Newcastle, got run down, got beaten. And then got beaten by the Titans up there.
Yeah, and that was poor. That was a poor performance. The longer the game went, they got worse.
They've hit a spot in the season where things aren't looking great. But I don't know if it's blow torch furnace material yet.
No. So they play out of the back of the bye. What is it? Tigers South.
Tigers South, bye.
Right.
Bye. Tigers South, bye. I'm pretty sure both at Brookvale Oval.
So, hypothetically speaking, do you think that the management there would be a portion of them saying, well, you've got to get 8 points. You get your 4 for the bye, of course, and you've got to win both those matches. Yeah, otherwise, sound that crisis alarm.
Maybe. Then because after their third bye, which then they go into round 20, then they've got the Storm, the Dogs, the Roosters, the Raiders, the Tigers, the Dolphins, the Dragons, the Warriors. They run home with 8 pretty tough games. If they don't grab all that, well, if they don't beat the Tigers and the Bunnies at Brookvale Oval, there could be some problems.
Last $10. Mm-hmm. You're down to your last 10.
Yep.
How does this end this year?
Seibold I think he stays.
Sees out the year, yeah.
I think he stays.
Nothing to be gained by, because if they get through the next 4 weeks and they do pick up 8 points, they're 22. I know the draw after that's hard, but 4 weeks on.
Well,
they'll be sitting in the 8. They'll be sitting in the 8 in 4 weeks'
I think they will with 8 points available.
Anthony Seibold finishes what he started this year.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah. Does he have to win both games?
Yeah, I think both. I'm just saying, if they're putting pressure on him, I think their expectation is, with no disrespect to South or Tigers, they're saying, well, we should be better than them, therefore we should beat them.
You don't think at this stage they've said, Anthony, you've got these 2 games to get to keep your job. I don't think they've gone that far yet.
I don't know.
I really don't.
Under that pressure. I don't know whether anyone could get a result. Can I ask you to finish on the Manly chat, and certainly would love you to buy into it, 0457 736 736. Turbo is a concern. The positive that I saw from Turbo against the Titans, no strapping, first time this year. No strapping, okay, so that encouraged me when he ran out onto the field. I think in the game, there's nothing explosive. There were no tackle busts, backed up by the stats. There's no tackle busts from Tom.
Yep.
And the fact that he's not breaking through the tackle, then that means the creativity of players, defenders drawn in, doesn't create line break assists, so he doesn't get any numbers there. And because he's not explosive, he's not getting line breaks, so there's no numbers there. What are you doing with Tom right now, Brandy? Where are you playing him right now?
Next week?
Yep.
For the Tigers, Brookvale.
Yep.
I'm sticking with him at fullback.
Okay.
And I'll play Lehigh Hopewadi on the wing.
All right.
Yep.
Lehigh Hopewadi coming back from concussion. Buy into the Manly chat, 0457 736 736. Seagull Pete points it out, Manly have lost to the bottom 3 on the ladder in the last month. You can't cherry pick the brothers in Manly, if you know what I mean, says 282.
Yep. So the Titans lost, the Newcastle lost. They were outstanding against Brisbane at home in round 13, but that was before they were beaten by the Eels in the previous round. So there's their 3 losses in the last month.
All right. This one, good morning, gents. Seibold, terrible coach. It was a huge mistake signing him. Listening to his press conferences, torture. He's just has the same tone whether we lose or draw. Well, a lot of coaches have that. A lot of coaches play the same tone, win, lose or draw. You're going to say Wayne Bennett's any different? All he does is describe what happened, no solutions or passion. Tom, Jake and Ben need to go. What? And so does DCE and Saab. Couldn't catch cold in the South Pole. Wow, that's heavy. That's heavy. That's the heaviest I've ever seen. That's an absolute bake of your team. Who's going to be left then? If you get rid of the 3 Trbojevics, Saab and DCE and the coach, who's left?
If Siebes doesn't bleed young forwards now, get rid of him for someone that will. Jake, Jazz,
Blood.
Tauke, Aho, Brown, Lodge, Alloy are all around 30 besides Tauke, Aho. They're Dad's army. Waddell isn't up to it. Navale, 3 tests for Fiji's, only played 2 games with Siebes, giving him a whopping 10 minutes per game. Should be on the bench weekly, replacing Jake after 20 minutes. 662. James the Rooster from the Northern Beaches. We care about Origin less. Less talk because we are going to towel them up. Far superior. 3-0. Move game 3 to Allianz. Okay, from a core to Allianz?
Shorter, smaller. But why would you do that? Surely if New South Wales are 2-0 up, that
do we sell
people will buy tickets to go along and absolutely sell the joint out. By the way, traffic report, Des the Mad Courier. Thank you, Des, for getting in touch with us. We're a family here. We're helping each other. A car on the roof, corner of Old Windsor Road and Fitzwilliam Road, Northmead, westbound, inside lane and outside lane affected, heading west. Thank you, Des the Mad Courier. Car on its roof, corner of Old Windsor Road and Fitzwilliam Road. With that report live here on Breakfast with Vossy and Brandy. Michael Carianis out of 7 o'clock. More on the Manly issues and other rugby league news. We've almost got through the first hour with very little Origin chat. There was your text there, but I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling the buzz.
They're in Perth. I think that's got a lot to do with it. Yeah.
Okay.